Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde. I am all by myself today, and I'm here to give you a couple quick updates on what's going on with Matt Nagy and the Chicago Bears. Matt Nagy makes his return from being on the COVID-19 protocol list as he tested positive last week after the game in Tampa Bay. He did not coach in the 22-33 loss this past weekend at Soldier Field against the San Francisco 49ers. So happy to hear that Coach Nagy has recovered and is all doing well. So a couple things that we should be expecting in Nagy's return. He returned to Halas Hall this past Tuesday after being approved by the NFL for protocol after testing double negative. So good to hear him within that. He has been involved in the game planning since his return on Tuesday for the upcoming Monday night match against the Pittsburgh Steelers, a very hard team, another team that's trying to find their way. The Bears a couple weeks ago looked like they could have won this game, but the Steelers, obviously, you can't count them out when you have Big Ben as your quarterback, and also some of the talent, and especially on defense. So the Bears are definitely in for a challenge against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Matt Nagy has been very involved in that game planning so far, so good to hear that he's back within that. And then it's been confirmed that Bill Lazor will still be calling the plays. He's going to be calling the plays indefinitely as it sounds, but everything will be going through Matt Nagy. It doesn't sound like Chris Tabor had too much influence on Bill Lazor this past weekend against the San Francisco 49ers, which the offense didn't do bad. It was more options. There was more play action, which is great, but did it work out well? Yeah, some could argue that it didn't, but overall, Bill Lazor is still going to be going through Matt Nagy. So Matt Nagy still could change plays if he wants. Matt Nagy could have an influence on certain plays. He might even call plays himself. So just want to throw that out there with Matt Nagy's return. We could see a decline or we could see the same type of football coming out of things. And then just want to give a quick shout out to Chris Tabor, special teams coordinator for the Chicago Bears, who filled in for the head coach position while Matt Nagy was out healing from COVID-19. He did a great job. I know I was a little bit critical on it when I first talked about it, but overall, and I said he did a good job, but looking back on it for what he was given and the amount of time he was given and the challenge and the pressure, I thought Chris Tabor did a great job. He definitely has the players on his side. Fans really liked him too. His energy, is smiling. He looked like, is he a head coach? No, I think that the Bears definitely need to go in a different direction this upcoming offseason, but he did a great job. So just want to give him a shout out for that. Now, what to expect in this upcoming game, just want to kind of hit on that really quickly with you guys, is a lot of the same. Don't expect that there's potentially going to be more play action because that worked really well last weekend. More plays, Justin Fields running the ball because he's fast. He had over 100 yards rushing against the San Francisco 49ers, which was great. Did a fantastic job. But there's always that but. Matt Nagy is going to be in more control, so expect a lot of the same of what you saw beforehand. Hopefully, kind of realized a few things, spent some alone time by himself when he was recovering from COVID and was able to go, okay, listen, this is what works for Justin Fields. This is what doesn't. I need to switch up my playbook. So it's not going to be drastically different, but you could see a lot. You're still probably going to see a lot of slants, a lot of draws, a lot of pitches. They're all going to be back this week. So just want to put that out there. But again, Matt Nagy's a great leader and there's no doubt about that. Is he a good play caller? No. We all know that. I think every Bears fan on the planet knows that. You don't even have to be a Bears fan to know that Matt Nagy is not a good play caller, but he is a strong leader for this team. So hopefully he gives even less influence on Bill Lazor's play calling and is able to be more of a head coach to argue calls, to get guys pumped up, to win over players, to get the trust back in them. So best with that. What we want to see, though, as fans, especially against this Pittsburgh defense, is, deep throws. The Steelers have the 13th ranked passing defense in the NFL, and, they've been very inconsistent in regards to that. So, they're slightly above average. They're 2 spots behind the Bears, who the Bears rank at 11. So hopefully they'll make Big Ben's life harder. And we'll get into that tomorrow's review with Tony. But they can run some play action with Fields to go against this defense, kind of draw people out, hopefully open up the secondary a little bit more, pull in their linebackers. So who knows? Let him throw more than 10 yards on a slant. That's all I have to say. Let him throw a deep ball, and that's what's going to help the Bears win this game. Because, as fans, and I want you to comment this below, as fans, would you guys rather see more risky throws that unfortunately could be interceptions, or this 3-yard, slants that work out and then we punt every single time? So want to hear your reactions on that. Obviously, don't want an interception every time, but the Bears' aggression on offense, I think, would be really good for Justin Fields' development. So finally, before we go into quick updates, our last tackle of the day is a super quick episode. We want to thank our sponsor, Stupid Car Tray. The holidays are here, and what better gift than a stupid car tray for I was the perfect car organizer. Wow, I botched that. Don't expect me to be sponsored by them after this episode. Totally kidding. I hope I still am. You can get 2 for the price of 1 right now. Select 2 classic trays on their website and use code BOGO now, BOGO me now. A link code will be in the description, and get your free stupid car tray today. Link in the description. Couple quick updates really fast. Matt Nagy announced that Khalil Mack is likely going to be out this upcoming Monday night against the Pittsburgh Steelers, still dealing with that foot injury. That's a huge loss for this team, especially when you have to get pressure on this offense. And they have a very strong running game, very low key in Pittsburgh. So keeping their playoff hopes alive, they have to win this game, but Mack is a big part of that. And then finally, the Bears have begun their 3-week progress of taking David Montgomery off the IR. He returned to practice today. So good to see, obviously limited, but David Montgomery is on his way back. So stay tuned for that, folks. But with that, thank you very much for joining this quick episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Brody, and we will see you guys tomorrow.